Welcome back.
Now that we're doing a video version, I get to show my kitty.
Oh, look, it's the pod kitty.
Podcat.
Podcat, that's right. Well, he's not really a cat yet. He's kind of tiny.
He'll be a cat. I think they're technically a cat once they reach 1 year of age, and he's like 2 months away from that.
What
He's
kind
almost a
of?
podcat.
Well, he's kind of a wimp, if we're really talking about.
He grew up on the streets. Don't you disrespect his name.
He's a wimp, Nathan.
He'll run up on you.
Oh, he will?
Yeah.
Or will he run away into the night and we have to find him?
You do not stand on that fridge, young man. Back off. Hey. Good boy. He tried to he almost ran away again recently, actually.
That'll do it.
Because I was carrying him and I was outside because I was transporting him, and I slipped and fell and he ran. Guess what? Today's episode comes out on a holiday.
What holiday?
J-Hope's birthday!
Hey!
Hey!
I was like...
Right, well, technically I think it comes out the day after his birthday. But
wow, so that was dumb.
well, because it comes out at midnight, so it's the second that it ends, I guess. Because I think his birthday...
No, that's not even the birthday. Why do you suck?
I just wanted to bring up that it was J-Hope's birthday. Happy birthday, J-Ho!
I want more content from them. I've watched everything already.
Need more BTS. Need more BTS.
Oh God, I just love them. I love them boys. I mean, I don't love boys. See me on that.
Nice save.
That's the best content.
You've got mail.
Welcome back, everybody. I want to apologize. We had a little radio interference, and none of what we said before mattered. So just forget it, and ignore the fact that one of us might have said we love boys, because it didn't happen. Actually, that was us as VTubers.
Someone else took our likeness, turned us into VTubers, and
then made us say those things.
How could they?
That's how it happened. That's how it happened.
We're doing videos now, which
I know.
I wasn't prepared for, because when we recorded last week's one, it was before we made the decision to post it. And I had the realization that as many times as I've been told I look like John Lennon, it didn't really hit me until I saw myself with the like sort of middle part facing sideways. I was like, oh my God, I hate it. And so I'm bringing back the emo hair to end it.
Oh, gross. Oh, that's foul. At first I was like, you know what? I'm going to make myself look good for these. I'm going to go, oh yeah, this is how it's got to be. And then I woke up this morning and I'm like, you know what? They're not here to see us look good.
I didn't even shave. I don't care.
You have something there? Oh, it's one of those things that it makes it look like there's like an aura around your chin.
I know.
Like I can't see it unless I'm looking at it at an angle. Straight on, there's nothing.
And I didn't shave it just because I don't care. Only
betas can't grow beards, and you're
definitely didn't like make sure my hair was nice and fluffy for.
I look like I've got these headphones on. I look like I've got a bandana that's holding my hair back. I look like one of those guys that played football in high school and carried around one of those 5-gallon jugs of water.
Oh no.
You know who I'm talking about.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Like the very specific person I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, but we're back. We're back for another week of enjoyment and fun and the greatest of great times.
Like the greatest podcast in the world.
I've never heard a podcast that is this much fun other than the 3 podcasts that I listen to other than this one.
A lot of them are a bit more fun than we are.
No, we are the funnest of all fun. We're so fun.
Right. We're Nathan, very adequate.
Nathan, If you don't stop, I'll destroy you.
It's called I'm fishing for compliments.
It doesn't work if you are openly admitting to it yourself.
No, I didn't admit it. They didn't hear that. They couldn't hear that. I whispered.
Whispered what?
I whispered that I'm fish. I'm not fishing. We're not. What?
Oh God! So how are you doing this week, Nathan?
I got in a car accident.
What the hell? Were you saving this for the episode?
Yeah.
Jeez, what happened?
It was so you know how we've had some pretty bad snow recently.
Yes.
I had thought that we had already seen the worst of it, and that I was safe to drive.
No.
And because it wasn't snowing when I left the house. However,
what day was this? Was this Wednesday?
Yes.
Yep.
And then it started snowing while I was gone, and then I was like, all right, time to go home. And then I was like going pretty slow up to a light because I knew it was about to turn red. It did turn red. Person in front of me stops. I'm like, all right, maybe ease on the brakes a bit more than I was. I do. Don't slow down. I ease harder. Still not slowing down. I started sliding on the ice and I rear-ended that.
So it was your fault.
Technically, it was the snow's fault.
No, technically it was your fault.
Well, there was. I mean, I can't speak for their car because.
Were you on a hill?
A little bit, not like a very slight hill.
Where was this? Was this on a highway?
It's in Fairfield.
What were you doing in Fairfield?
I was going to Queen City College.
Oh my God, Nathan!
The Fairfield one, but because I realized.
I can't believe you're going to all these comic book places and not even telling me.
You want to drive to Fairfield?
It's not that far from me.
Isn't it?
I don't think so.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just know it's closer to me than our usual spot is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I couldn't stop, and I think as far as my car had like little to no damage. The most I noticed was that it bent my plate a little bit, but I didn't see their car very much. They also didn't say a single word to me.
Oh wow.
I like got out of the car to check the damage, and it was snowing, so I wasn't gonna wait there. They didn't get out.
You didn't trade?
No, because the police came and I gave them all my information.
Oh.
It was interesting.
How was their car?
Their car looked fine to me from the little bit I got to look at it, but I also don't know what their car looked like before. So,
how did it look compared to a brand new car?
It looked like it just looked mildly used. I didn't see any
got in a car accident. Is that why you couldn't make it this morning? You were super scared?
Yeah, I'm nervous about driving in the snow now. Because I then also immediately after had to drive like the last 30 minutes back to home. Yeah. And repeatedly had incidences where my car was refusing to stop, but because I had already gotten in the accident, I was more prepared for it now.
You need to stop buying comics and get a new car.
Well, that would be a good idea, if not for the fact that I really like comics.
I like comics too, but I've had to stop buying them for a good reason.
I also don't think it's necessarily my car, because it's just when it's super icy. It's not like.
Let's be honest, your car has more than just that problem.
I mean, yeah, but it's free to keep your car. It's money to not.
It's free to keep your car.
I gotta do what I gotta do. I also need a job. That's another problem.
Yeah, me too.
I also need a resume.
Let's apply at a comic book store. You don't have a resume.
Because I've worked for the same company my entire life. Had 3 different jobs, technically, all under the same company, so I didn't have to give them a resume, so I never made a resume.
Yeah, you should probably get on that.
Probably. But do comic book shops hire people typically, or do they just
We could ask. It's probably a lot of nepotism.
That's what I figured. And I don't think we're in there enough to get that nepotism.
Gotcha. I'd love to get a little bit of the nepotism. I wish it would stop beeping at me.
Well, for that to happen, you have to.
We started our Discord. If
Yeah,
you want to join our Discord,
we'll probably put the link in the Instagram.
yeah. Or we'll put it in our episode descriptions. Where you'll find it eventually. It's
It'll be
what's it called?
somewhere sometime. We won't warn you. It'll just be there.
Yeah, and you can join and chat with us. Have fun. I mean, it's mostly about fun. We started it because we're getting deep into pre-production on our cereal that we're going to be releasing later this year.
And that's cereal as in breakfast food. We are releasing breakfast food.
Exactly. It's exactly what I meant. Breakfast cereal.
And it's going to be called the Fruity Loopies because we're gay and crazy.
See, I'm glad we have video now because now they can see how I react to your dumbass face.
I'm glad we have video now too. By the way, for those who don't know, we've mentioned that we're releasing video now several times, but we haven't actually said that it's on YouTube on our account.
It's on YouTube.
That you have to manage to find because I think if I look it up, I can't find our account. But
you have to put in the name of the video. And subscribe. Go ahead and click that subscribe button.
Oh, it's a lot easier to find it if you subscribe.
Yeah. But you'll be able to find all of our episodes right there as well. Already getting some good response from that. People seem to like the video. And you know what? It's not a bad place to see us.
Plus, you get to see our dazzling, darling faces.
And also Nathan's.
And also, you'll get to see my cat at the beginning of this episode. And also right there, look at him. He's in the window. If you're listening to this, you're missing an entire experience.
It's kind of ugly.
Fuck you. And then you get to see my floating Gengar right there.
We're going to get copyright struck for that Gengar. I was very nervous, though, that because I put together the our theme with my own music and with a royalty-free track.
Yeah.
I was very nervous we were going to get copyright struck when I uploaded the first video, but we were not. It was not.
It's completely original stuff. Could we get copyright?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes it'll like pull it on. Like I did my documentary that I made got copyright struck for a royalty-free song that we used in a show that we did that I included. But wasn't copyright struck for the actual video game music that I put in underneath it.
Of course. But I don't know. Also, no, that's a conversation for later. Never mind. Ugh.
What?
Can we copyright our theme song if it has royalty-free music in it?
Probably not.
I mean, maybe because it's like an original, like we put it together in an original way.
I don't see the point. We have no lawyers to back us up. We have no. Like,
also, if you want to use our song, use it. I don't care.
Yeah, just pull it. I don't see why you would want to.
What are you going to gain out of it?
Yeah.
We should throw our names in the theme song. So it goes, Nathan and Andrew. So if anyone else uses it, they'll just go, Nathan and Andrew.
The thing about it is it's so unmemorable. Our theme song is so unmemorable that when we try to sing it, even after we just heard it, we can't do it. Yeah, that's all we get, but that it's not it. Like if you listen to it, that isn't it. Yet that's what we do when we think we know it. That's kind of the level of creative freedom that we're rolling on.
No, I know it perfectly. It's like the back of my hand.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I wouldn't know it.
See, a good joke to make there would have been like, I know it like the back of my hand. Hey, that's new. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Nathan, why are you writing? Are you drawing something on your hand? Nathan, I still think this is bad, even though this is video.
Oh, it's a sesame on that theme, and it's on the back of my hand.
It looks like it says LL.
Look, I got bad handwriting.
I know you do. You have surprisingly bad handwriting for an adult.
Is it supposed to get better as you get older?
I mean, I don't see too many adults with bad handwriting.
I mean, I feel like if you once you get through the motor stages of development, that's it. You're
No,
screwed.
no,
How do you make your handwriting better?
you just write neater.
And slower? What do I want to
No,
spend 12 years? I can write really well if I slow down, but I can get my chicken scratch out in like 2 seconds flat. I could write the entire B movie script in like half a minute. Just you won't be able to read it because my handwriting
hey,
sucks.
as we're recording this, Trump is not convicted.
Oh, I hate my life. Never mind. You know what? This episode sucks now.
Well, it's perfect because we're going to be talking about conspiracy theories today. Here's a conspiracy theory. How do you convict someone when you got the fucking jury in your office? Did you see that? The Republican senators meeting with Trump's legal team?
No, I did not.
Yeah. Yeah, we knew it was going to happen. I wonder what the vote was. Let me find out what the vote was.
Probably something stupid.
McConnell voted to acquit Trump.
Of course he did.
Impeachment is a what? Is a what, McConnell? Tool for removal.
No, it's not. You don't. Oh, how can you be in the government and not know how the government works?
They know how it works. That's how they're able to abuse it.
Why do they gotta lie so much?
Because they don't care about truth. They don't care about justice. They're the party of law and order, and they don't fucking care about any of it. So get the fuck out of here with your stupid bullshit.
The party of... I can't think of anything funny. Never mind.
Well, Nathan, you know what? Let's just make ourselves laugh. Let's think about conspiracy theories. I've got the list of conspiracy theories on Wikipedia.
I've got a good one.
Oh, yeah?
The conspiracy theory that Russia turned off our microphone in our episode about how video games are art.
That's not a conspiracy theory.
It's a conspiracy fact.
It's a conspiracy fact.
I think that should be our metric. After every one of these, we decide if it's conspiracy theory or conspiracy fact.
I think it's a good idea. So I've got here on Wikipedia, from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, a list of conspiracy theories. For a non-related topic, one second. List of conspiracy theories that are notable. Many conspiracy theories relate to clandestine government plans and elaborate murder plots. Conspiracy theories usually deny consensus or cannot be proven using the historical or scientific method and are not to be confused with research concerning verified conspiracies, such as Germany's pretense for invading Poland in World War II. In principle, conspiracy theories are not always false by default, and their validity depends on evidence, just as in any theory. However, they are often discredited a priori, which means... means distinguished types of knowledge.
It means before.
Oh.
Basically.
Due to the cumbersome and improbable nature of many of them. Psychologists attribute finding a conspiracy where there is none to a form of cognitive bias called illusory pattern perception, which is a really cool way to say you're kind of stupid for believing this.
There's a lot of... I'm on the Wikipedia.
You're on the same...
There's a lot of these.
We're not going to do aviation because that's dumb. Everyone's talking about...
there's a big one in aviation that we should at least
Chemtrails.
Do.
Chemtrails. Chemtrails, also known as SLAP.
That slaps, baby.
Secret large-scale atmospheric program. This theory alleges that the water condensation trails from aircraft consist of chemical or biological agents. What do you think? An estimated 17% of people globally believe this theory to be true or partly true.
I think that it is actually partly true. It's
Uh-uh.
just misleading
The
because, like,
Carnegie Institution for Science published the first ever peer-reviewed study of the chemtrail theory, and 76 out of 77 participating atmospheric chemists and geochemists stated that they have seen no evidence to support any chemtrail theory, or stated that chemtrail theorists rely on poor sampling.
huh? Never mind that. I was gonna
So
say there's probably like at least some chemicals in there. It's just not like harmful, deadly chemicals that are being used to like try to alter people's perceptions or anything. Probably
yeah,
just residue from the plane.
a lot of conspiracy theories kind of rely on fear a little bit, but on top of that, on top of fear, it's also like they rely on people kind of not understanding how things work, which is what I said earlier when scientists said, "Hey, you're stupid." Which
Uh,
obviously some people aren't stupid if they believe conspiracy theories, but a lot, the ones that I really hate, the ones that I absolutely can't get behind, and we'll get to some of these, is the stupid ones that just invalidate human achievement.
like the aliens building the pyramids.
Like aliens building the pyramids, landing on the moon, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It pisses me off because it's people just saying, "Oh, we couldn't have done that." Have some freedom of brain think. You know what I'm saying?
Have freedom of brain think, my fellow Americans.
Shut your damn mouth. have some freedom of thought there. Like, don't just expect it to be. It just pisses me off. I don't want to hear about it. Like my uncle, different uncle, not the terrible one that hurt my mother. Decided in his life that he doesn't believe in the moon landing for whatever reason. And he said it's just not possible. It's just not possible. It doesn't make sense. Why could we go to the moon? And I was like, the best part about that is there's literal proof we've gone to the moon because they put up a big mirror that if you shine a laser at it, it'll shine back. Duh.
Also, there's a flag. We put a flag there.
So I don't want to hear about that one.
Does that
So
mean that the moon is American?
they'd like to think so.
I think the next one we should talk about is the new Coke conspiracy.
All right, tell me about this one.
The Coca-Cola company intentionally changed to an inferior formula with new Coke. So back, I can't remember how long ago it was, but they changed their formula to new Coke, and it was much worse, and everyone hated it. And then they switched back to Coke, like the original formula. And the theory is, I think that was done to boost sales when the original Coke came back.
Mm-hmm. Well, what do you think?
Oh, wait, no, that's not what they think. With the intent of either, driving up demand for the original product or permitting the reintroduction of the original with a new formula using cheaper ingredients. I could see this one being a conspiracy fact because that's the kind of shit a company would do, especially if they have enough money.
Agreed. I'd say the same thing. However, the defense there is too good for it, like, not for me not to believe them. Because usually when they're trying to defend something that's true, they go, okay, now this is why we can't do it. This is why we can't do it. This is what, and they go down the list of why, like, it's not happening. You're like, oh, it's totally happening, you fucking liars. Or like when Marvel's got a big plan for a new character to put in, they're like, oh, I don't know, maybe they are, but we can't tell you anything. But this one just says Donald Keogh rebutted the charge, saying the truth is we're not that dumb and we're not that smart.
That is a good response.
Like, imagine Coke hearing that conspiracy theory and going, we should have done that.
Oh shit, that was pretty smart. That would have been a good idea.
So, and I'm probably going to be a party pooper, and I'm probably going to bullshit most of these conspiracy theories because I don't buy I don't buy
I'm
them.
sticking with conspiracy fact for this one, though.
Okay. All right. I'll take it. I like his response too much to not believe him.
I think it's a great response, but that also could be the reason why I still think it's a fact, because maybe that was a big PR move.
That's true.
Should we bring Liz in? She's asking about if we want to bring her in.
Sure, bring her in. Bring her in.
Come on in. Come in now. Please. Join. Now. Yes.
There she is. All right, Liz.
Hi.
All right, let's get her opinion on New Coke.
Okay, so we're doing conspiracy theories.
Oh, God.
And we're going through and we're deciding if they're conspiracy theory or conspiracy fact.
Okay.
And so the one we're on right now is the New Coke theory, which was that Coca-Cola switched their original recipe to the New Coke recipe, 1985, it looks like, and everyone hated it and it was terrible. And then in 2002, they switched back to their original recipe. And the theory is that they either did this purposefully with the intent of either the intent of driving up demand for the original product or permitting the reintroduction of the original with a new formula that uses cheaper ingredients. And I think it's plausible. I'm saying conspiracy fact. Andrew's sticking with theory because the rebuttal that the Coca-Cola president gave is the truth is we're not that dumb and we're not that smart.
That's just too good because I can just see a bunch of like marketers going, shit, we should have done that. That's like such a good idea. Why didn't we do that?
So the theory is that they switched back to the recipe?
No, the theory is that they had planned to switch to a worse recipe, knowing that when they switched it back, they could either use cheaper ingredients and keep the same drive for people to buy it, or that they would drive up the market demand for it with everyone still being sick of the New Coke. So the theory is that they tanked their new recipe on purpose.
I mean, I believe it.
The only reason I struggle to believe this one is because there was never a point where they needed to drive up demand of Coke. Like, there was never a point where they were at risk to, like, fail.
That's true, but maybe they were just trying to, like, take
maybe
over
they're
the
just
market
being,
and crush Pepsi.
That's true, too. But I'm a big fan of about that response.
I love that. It's
we're not that dumb and we're not that smart.
That's like my tagline, personally.
Oh God! All right. So do we want to skip over deaths and disappearances? Come back to that one later.
Probably. I mean, a lot of these.
Because that one's probably the big one.
Yeah.
So there's the New World Order, which is the Illuminati.
Yes.
Which has been around since let's find out.
Well, it's been
There's
around...
a picture of an old man, 1776.
Not as old as I thought that they would think it is.
The Illuminati was founded on May 1st, 1776. The
Illuminati, part of the revolution.
The conspiracy of the Illuminati predates the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, it was part of the American Revolution. It was like an actual group of people.
Dumb.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a common pattern here. I think conspiracy theories are dumb as fuck, and I think people who believe in them struggle to understand reality.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was like a real thing. Like it was like a secret society.
Around the American Revolution, there was a bunch of secret societies.
Like, yeah, and then now that just happened to be the one that got most popular. And it's
I think the one that Cincinnati got its name from was the Order of Cincinnatus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was it was the Order of Cincinnatus.
So yeah, they were real big on secret societies back then.
Yeah, but that secret society was just the belief that people in power should step down and not hold their power for very long.
Yeah, and now the Illuminati has people including Beyonce and Whitney Houston. So
dead Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston is in it.
What other Whitney Houston is there?
Dead Whitney Houston is still in it?
No, she's not dead.
Yes, she is.
I don't know if that's.
In fact, it was an incredibly tragic death.
I'm making a joke about conspiracy theories. What do y'all think about the Illuminati? Conspiracy theory? Or
Any
conspiracy fact?
conspiracy theory that is promoted by a man named Mark Dice, not a fan.
Wait, what about Mark Dice?
He's the guy who promotes the theory. Is an
Okay.
American YouTuber, conspiracy theorist, activist, author, right-wing conservative pundit, and media analyst who has been active since at least 2008.
My pediatrician's name is Mark Dice, probably spelled differently. I was like, wait, hold on.
What if it's the same guy?
I doubt it, but that's
What is he? How old is he? Like 43?
He's got 2 kids out of college, so probably older than that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, and this is just another one of those things that believes that like black people are trying to get rid of all white people.
Hello, Zero.
More podcast content.
Podcast.
Every time you pick him up, and then he jumps to the ground, I just hear a thud.
Do you hear his little bell jingle after the thud?
No.
I do. Andrew's just deaf.
Maybe someday.
Going.
So then we've got, along with that kind of thing, is the George Soros conspiracies. That the Jewish person, George Soros, is secretly funding anti-right-wing, anti-conservative values.
Is he also funding the Jewish space lasers?
Probably. That's why they believe in the Jewish space lasers.
Of course they do. Oh, he's funding nefarious purposes such as Antifa.
Well, this one got really big because Alex Jones, Bill O'Reilly, and Donald Trump really love this one.
Of course.
However, the big problem with that one, big conspiracy theory, not conspiracy fact, is because that one's based in vehement anti-Semitism. They don't make these same conspiracy theories about other billionaires. It's just the fact that this one's Jewish.
That's true.
Also, it ties into Antifa, and people who believe that Antifa is a military group are dumb as fuck. Antifa are just a bunch of people who don't know how to pay taxes. I'm part of Antifa. I'm part of
Freemasonry.
What is the theory there? Talk me through it, Nathan.
So the theory is, well, Freemasons, first of all, existing is not a theory. I can confirm as a fact that there are Freemason organizations.
Yes.
My uncle was a Freemason.
But the theory is that they are involved in
numerous things like controlling large part of the economy, of judiciaries.
Sinking the Titanic.
They're also involved in sinking the Titanic and the crimes of Jack the Ripper.
Sinking the Titanic.
Dude,
I can't believe
I saw that fucking iceberg. It had a Freemason patch on. It's a Freemason's fault. That iceberg.
Wait a minute. Why is every conspiracy theory anti-Semitic? I don't get why this one is, but it says
many things are anti-Semitic.
It says Freemason conspiracies have also been linked to certain anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. I don't know how, but I believe it. Because
you know why?
Why?
Because Jewish people
sunk the
are
Titanic.
They're a prolific point in they're a prolific other in history. They're the perfect other because they have often struggled for power. They've often been hurt by people who are in power and looked down upon.
I just don't get how this specific one connects to anti-Semitic ones.
Because the because it's the coalition between Freemasons and Jews.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
It's people who think that Christians are oppressed. That's what it is. Congratulations, sir. You're not oppressed. You're just white.
One of the big buildings on Oxford campus is, or I guess technically off campus, is the Mason building, which used to be like, I guess, a big, some Freemasons have lodges. That's where they do their meetings. I guess this used to be a big lodge. Now it's mostly a skyline. And then there's a side entrance, like all the way on the back, that I guess is where the actual Freemason stuff still happens, because they've got their little, like, the G with the compass on it and everything. And the only time I've ever walked past that door there was a man who looked like, I don't know how to put this politely, looked like he was on hard drugs for several years and also hasn't showered or had a home for a while.
So
Standing in the door, just kind of like peeking out. And I was like, I'm never going near this place again.
Yeah, that's a lot of the world order stuff, like the society stuff. A lot of that has to do with a basic fear that you are going to be invalid and gotten rid of, and so a lot of it has to do with tribalism and racism, and as we saw, anti-Semitism. This is one that I think is funny, and it's espionage.
I'm looking at the same one you're looking at.
Israel animal spying. Conspiracy theories exist alleging that Israel uses animals to conduct espionage or to attack people. These are often associated with conspiracy theories about Zionism. Matters of interest to theorists include a series of shark attacks in Egypt in 2010.
Wait, is this one anti-Semitic too? It probably
Hezbollah's okay. Well, this one also has to do with Israel's military state.
I mean, yeah, but the fact that it's specifically Israel and not any other military state makes me feel like it's probably a little anti-Semitic too.
Hezbollah's accusations of the use of spying eagles and the 2011 capture of a griffin vulture carrying a Israeli-labeled satellite tracking device.
I'm going to count this one as a conspiracy fact because I want it to be true.
Because you know how the birds work for the bourgeoisie, apparently?
Bourgeoisie.
Bourgeois.
The
birds work for the bourgeois.
The bourgeoisie.
Yes. Right. But yeah, I don't know. I'm back and forth because I'd like to believe that there's a certain level of
This is the natural evolution of the carrier pigeon.
Which the last one died in Cincinnati.
This is all so okay. Two things that are required for a conspiracy theory. One, it has to slightly be anti-Semitic. Two, somehow connect to Cincinnati.
I like smelling what you're stepping in. And then there's the Malala Yousafzai. I can't pronounce her. Yousafzai. Widespread in Pakistan. You guys are familiar with Malala.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And her book, I Am Malala.
These theories variously allege that she's a Western spy, or that her attempted murder by the Taliban in 2012 was a secret operation to further discredit the Taliban. Ooh, horrors! Let's discredit the Taliban.
Discrediting the Taliban is absolutely a bad thing. What?
And was organized by her father and the CIA and carried out by actor Robert De Niro, disguised as an Uzbek homeopath.
That's just crazy.
I was like, this is all like outrageous, but I could like see like threads of like where they would be pulling this from. I guess it's clearly not true, but I could see like maybe people actually believing this until you said Robert De Niro was part of this conspiracy theory, and then I went, how are people believing this at all?
Yeah, kind of a mess, but hey. They will believe what they want to believe. Jesus Christ.
So what do you guys think? Conspiracy theory or conspiracy fact?
Conspiracy theory.
Theory.
Absolutely.
Also, absolute bullshit. That's what I'm calling it. Robert De Niro doesn't have the fucking time to go do shit for the CIA. He's too busy being angry at everything in existence. All right.
Wait, the religion one? First of all,
ethnicity, race, and religion.
The top of the ethnicity, the ethnicity, race, and religion tab. The top of it is anti-Semitism.
Well, yeah, because how many it plays into.
But also, like, are these really conspiracy theories? This is just anti-Semitism as a concept, or like,
no,
it breaks it down. It breaks it down.
Yeah,
like
anti-Semitism.
Holocaust denial and stuff like that.
Yes, because so much denying Holocaust denial is the biggest one that one of the biggest that pisses me off, along with like denying like violence in the Middle East is happening, or like that kind of stuff. Because guess what? It's fucking happening. It happened. Get over it. Drink the Kool-Aid already. Yeah, I know you think you're all smart and above it all, but guess what? You're actually just stupid. Nothing pisses me off more than when people invalidate experience. And I mentioned this before, but nothing pisses me off when then people validate human suffering or human success. So when you say the Holocaust was faked, you're hurting so many people. And I know you're like, oh, it's just my words. It's like fucking Jen, whatever, Salata, or whatever her name is. Not Jen Salata, that's not her. Whoever just got fired from The Mandalorian because she compared Republicans in today's time to Jews during the Holocaust.
Yeah.
It's like, no one wants to round you guys up and gas you. No one cares about you that much. Liz, this is being recorded on video.
That was a joke.
No one wants to round you up and gas you because you're not worth our time.
Yeah.
Like
no one is.
No one is. And the only reason people think that something's going to happen to them is when they have that same wish for someone else. So I'm always scared that Nathan's going to kill me. I know why, because I want to kill Nathan.
Also, probably because you found my plan to kill you. Because I left it at your house.
Actually, hadn't found that yet, but thank you for telling me about it.
What plan to kill you?
Sure.
That's a conspiracy theory if I've ever heard one.
There's a lot of anti-Catholic is another one that is interesting. It's tied with the Ku Klux Klan. Ku Klux Klan believing that Catholics are going to ruin society. It's very funny with how backwards the Catholic Church has been for so long. It's not nearly as backwards as most Protestants have been. like Protestants really said, all right, let's take the worst parts of our faith and let's take the worst parts of Catholic faith and be worse. Which obviously not all Protestants, like Presbyterians are really great and Lutherans are great because Lutherans.
No, they're all awful. No backtracking. You said it. It's too late. We're holding a firm stance.
Oof.
Suck it, Protestants.
My best friend is a Protestant.
Fuck them. We don't need them.
Oh.
I'm a Protestant.
Fuck them. We don't need them.
Nathan's the Antichrist.
I believe that.
That's true.
That's true. No, there's just a lot of just all racism in general is a section on this. At one point the
Oh wait, we gotta go through and read all it says countless figures have been called the Antichrist, including Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II, Russian Emperor Peter the Great, Saladin, Pope John the 22nd, Benito Mussolini, Barack Obama, French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte, and German Führer Adolf Hitler.
Can we talk about that? They went into and they put Barack Obama on here because it was so common for people to call him the Antichrist. And then when their favorite leader showed up, Donald Trump, and he checked off all the boxes of their outdated scripture to be the Antichrist.
Mm-hmm.
Which is just goes to show that it has nothing to do with actual prophecy, actual Christian here talking. Revelation, big surprise, has nothing to do with actual prophecy. It's a fucking fable. It has very little to do with something that's actually going to happen. It has a lot more to do with, hey, if you elect people like this or follow people like this, being selfish and thinking about yourself is a bad thing, and it can lead to stuff like a fucking monster destroying Earth or whatever.
Like a pandemic.
like a pandemic.
Trump got acquitted.
Yeah, we actually just talked about it before.
Oh,
Before you came on.
I just got the Twitter notifications.
Yeah, we got the notification. I got it, and I said, "All right, I'm done fucking around. Let's just go into our topic." I was so mad, but I'm not surprised. So then they've got one on racism, which is another big, like, meat of a lot of conspiracy theories have to do with racism,
like the white genocide theory.
Yeah. But let's go back to the ones that are fun to talk about. I don't want to talk about.
Actually, I think Liz, don't you have to hop off here soon?
I can stay for a little longer. My mom just left the house.
Okay, so then
Nice.
UFOs, baby.
Did you know that the what was it? The thing that the $1.9 trillion bill that they just passed for aid had provisions in it that the FBI and intelligence agencies had to release everything that they found about UFOs.
Yeah, didn't they like recently release a big thing in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic, and everyone was just like, "I'm busy dying."
Well, no, it was in the bill that they just passed that those agencies were required by law to release any information they knew about FBI or UFOs.
Well, but also like April 27th, 2020, UFO videos have been officially released by Pentagon.
Yeah.
Why is this a priority right now?
It just shows to show about what shit gets put into bills. That's how our government works.
You hide shit behind other shit.
You hide shit behind other shit and then give them 2 hours to read it so they can't get through all 1,000 pages, and they're just like, "Fine, I'll pass this."
Or they say, "I didn't have time to read it."
I won't pass it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Or even if they do read it, they'll go, "Hey, I don't like this part, but the main part of this is more important, and I'm going to have to pass it anyways."
Or they'll go, "I don't like this part, so I'm not passing any of it." That's how it works. That's how our stupid government works. All right. What do we think about UFOs?
I think conspiracy fact purely because of the fact that UFO means unidentified flying object.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of those because it's
I've been saying that for
anything we
years.
can't identify.
How about let's go deeper. I agree. Yes, that's a conspiracy fact. Thank you, literal boy.
I'm the literal liberal.
How about the idea that they are extraterrestrials?
So, like the theory that extraterrestrials are on Earth, or that there are aliens?
No, that they're on Earth and they're picking up dead cow and they're picking up cows, killing them, and dropping them back down.
So we're going very like stereotypical, like 90s aliens.
No, the conspiracy theory that's right here that I'm looking at.
Well, this one says something about Area 51, multiple reports of dead cattle. Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. I'm gonna go with conspiracy theory.
Theory? Okay.
Because while there definitely are aliens, I don't think they're interested in our cow.
Yeah.
Although maybe the aliens were receiving our broadcasting and they just got a bunch of got milk ads and they went.
The big one with this is the ancient astronaut proponent from Sumerian mythology that the Anunnaki were actually a race of extraterrestrial beings who came to Earth around 500,000 years ago in order to mine gold.
Well, that's actually a fact. Conspiracy fact.
Here's my thing. Why would we be the only planet to have gold?
Because
for the same reason we're apparently the only planet to have life. I don't know.
I don't know.
The same reason we're the only planet that has like real useful water.
Gold.
But that's the other thing is that like all of our theories of like why aliens would come here or wouldn't be here.
But that's the thing.
Revolve around our own like wants in biology, and like we can't understand what an alien would need or want. Like maybe they're coming here to harvest our grass because grass is their form of water.
But that's the thing is there's the Psyche asteroid located between Mars and Jupiter, contains a motherload of metal, including gold, iron, and nickel. And the estimated value of all that metal is 700 quintillion US dollars.
But like, who says aliens care about that shit?
But that's what they're proposing. That's what they're proposing, is that they came because they cared about the valuable worth of gold.
The only reason that gold and stuff like that is valuable to us is because of the way we used it in our own like development of tools and rudimentary machines. So maybe if an alien has like, I don't know, maybe their planet has like a huge deposit of magnesium that they were able to harvest and use as their tools and their machines. Maybe that's what's valuable to them.
I think the reason that we didn't develop in the right way, and Sam talked about this on Tuesday, is because instead of actually developing, all we did was promote fucking dodo birds.
What?
Did you know, Liz, that Charles Darwin, all he wrote about was just fucking dodo birds? He fucked them into non-existence. He's the reason they no longer exist, because he had sex with all of them and killed them with his human penis.
And that's a conspiracy fact.
That's a conspiracy fact.
I don't like that one.
Oh, God. All right. False flag operation. Go.
Huh?
World Trade Center. What do we think?
Oh, do we want to explain it a little bit?
Yeah.
I think
yes, we do. We absolutely do.
Okay. So the false flag operations are that anything that happens to us is actually the government's doing. Some famous ones are bombing of Pearl Harbor, the Oklahoma City bombing, the 2004 Madrid train bombings, the 1964 Gulf of Tonkin incident. The big one, the biggest one, though, is 9/11. That was considered a false flag operation. But one of the things about this, though, is I think this one actually hurts us because it led to ISIS gaining traction because a bunch of people didn't believe in terrorists. They're like, it's just the government doing it.
Yeah.
And so then they weren't like, they just stood by while ISIS was like, all right, let's get more power. Let's get more power. Let's do it.
I don't know. The other problem is that also, like, as much as I don't believe, there is a lot of times where there's a lot of problems that happens to America because of our government. Like, I don't know, maybe them giving weapons to what would become Al-Qaeda.
Oh, yeah. No, like, it's our fault that it happened. Like, if you go back through the history, it's our damn fault that it happened. However, well, I mean, 9/11, that is, and Middle East terrorism, not necessarily the Oklahoma City bombing. And the bombing of Pearl Harbor, because that is not really us. I mean, us being the capitalist country of the world, yes, that's our fault. But we had no direct contribution. We didn't drop a bunch of planes in the post office for Japan and say, all right, here you go, guys. Now do with these whatever you want to. And then they
wink, wink. Here's the coordinates for Pearl Harbor.
We didn't do that. But 9/11, huge.
Definitely our fault, just not the way people are saying it.
Yeah. Which I was excited to see, though, but a lot of people are like, jet fuel can't melt steel beams, and it's just a joke at this point. It's honestly a funny joke, too. But hearing people say, jet fuel can't melt steel beams, it's the dumbest shit in the world. The idea was that they were controlled demolitions, and that we just wanted to destroy them to like cause everybody to be like, oh, look, we're all friends here in the name of America.
Drop a squid on New York.
Drop a squid on New York, exactly. However, that has been rejected, and it just doesn't work from a simple point of how it was done, like how it worked.
Yeah.
So I don't want to talk about the Sandy Hook one. I don't want to talk about school shooting conspiracies because that just pisses me off.
Nope.
Let's do the Clintons.
Oh, yeah.
Off though, guys.
All right. It was good to have you, Liz. Glad you came on for a little bit.
I
We need to
don't know
bring you
anything
back
about
on more often
conspiracies.
because we promised you that we would.
Yeah, we're
Cool.
gonna have you on more often.
Maybe with stuff I know how to talk about.
That's okay. It's good. It's good to have people who are like, "What the fuck is going on?"
That is my role here. What the
If we
fuck?
just need to bring you on every episode, not warn you what it's about ahead of time, and then just have you just try to catch up. We'll also
Yeah.
only bring you in halfway through. This is our new reoccurring bit.
And giving me the cue to do that. That was nice. So, all right.
All right.
I'm done.
We'll see ya.
Bye.
So,
Uh.
Nathan, here's the deal. The Clintons have a body count, and it's something we never talk about anymore. They kill a bunch of people. I can't even get through it. It's, oh my God. It's just, I guess the real question today is how do you get a bunch of people to hate when they absolutely shouldn't be hating like the people they're hating?
You tell them that they assassinated 50 or more of their associates.
No, I mean in general. How do you get Rudy and Jacko in there? And this is me generalizing, which is gonna get me in trouble, but I'm gonna do it for the sake of the joke. How do you get Rudy and Jacko in their little trailer park to get so mad about people who are trying to help them?
You tell them that they're trying to kill them.
Or you tell them that you fucking, I just don't get it.
You tell them that they fucked dodo birds.
You cancel their public school. You get rid of all of their opportunity to learn about things. And instead, you just do whatever. Oh God, it's just annoying. Just annoying. I want to get to the good ones. Want to get to the good ones. Sorry for fucking yawning.
Are any of them good? Oh, Barack Obama has his own tab just for himself.
The Obama Deception by Alex Jones, which alleged that Obama's administration was a puppet government for a wealthy elite. You kidding me? Alex Jones? Like, oh my God. It's just, it's so funny because people, yeah. But then there's birtherism. It's the idea that he wasn't born in
America.
In America, and that he's actually a Muslim. Which, like,
so what if he
even if
was
he was,
a Muslim?
Because that's wrong. You can't have a Muslim president. That's what they're saying.
Ooh, I've found one that's a good conspiracy fact.
What?
Trump and Ukraine.
Oh.
The fact that he...
No, this one's not conspiracy fact.
Why?
No, the conspiracy is that Biden interfered in Ukraine.
You son of a bitch, Zero.
What did he do?
He keeps climbing on my shit that he's not supposed to get on.
Did you reorganize your room?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Sorry,
it's all different now. For those of you who couldn't see it before, it's different than it was. Ha ha ha.
I want you to notice which of these things,
the Trump and Ukraine one, it's not the one I thought it was.
Yeah.
This is conspiracy theory.
Which of these things are promoted? What group of people promotes these? It's always the same people.
Here's one: the stolen election conspiracy theory. That one's so true.
George Soros stole the election from Trump. Man, they really tied in the anti-Semitism into it. God, I want funny ones. None of these are funny anymore.
Let's see.
Flat Earth! Flat Earth! Let's talk about flat Earth theory. first emerged in the 19th century England despite the Earth's spherical nature having been known since at least the time of Pythagoras. It has in recent years been promoted by American software consultant Mark Sargent through the use of YouTube videos. Flat earther conspiracy theorists hold the planet is not a sphere and that evidence has been faked or suppressed to hide the fact that it's instead of disk or a single infinite plane. The conspiracy often implicates NASA. Other claims include that GPS devices are rigged to make aircraft pilots wrongly believe they are flying around a globe.
My biggest problem with this conspiracy theory is that none of them can seem to explain why Earth would be flat, but then everything else, like the sun and the moon and the other planets, are still round.
They think they're pictures.
My biggest problem with this theory is that everyone's stupid.
It's so fucking funny because it's like, why? What do you gain? That's my thing, is what do you gain from believing this?
I don't know. You gain a sense that you're right and everyone around you is wrong. It's a superiority thing.
You're right.
I think the biggest thing about these, there's 100% some people who don't believe these, but just because they're so outlandish that no one else believes them, they believe them just so that they can feel like they're the only one that knows the truth.
That's true. Why is it so important for people to feel like other people are wrong?
Because, I don't know, honestly. It's something psychological. If I knew more about psychology, which I should, if I knew more about psychology, then I'd know for sure.
The moon landing was fake.
Here's a good one. Vaccines cause autism. How many vaccines did you get, Andrew?
All of them.
Ah, conspiracy fact.
I do enjoy the videos of people saying, "Why are you not afraid, sir? Why are you not afraid of the vaccine for coronavirus? I've already got autism. It's just a system update." So that makes me laugh.
That's a good one.
The big one is the moon landing staged by NASA in a film studio.
This one's conspiracy fact.
No, it's not.
No, I believe this one.
Nathan Adventure Kraft.
1 second. I believe this.
Nathan.
I believe this one. It's true.
I have nothing to say to you. It's not even funny to joke about.
No, it's definitely not true.
Like, I just don't.
My favorite thing, though, is the people who are like, I believe that we've been to the moon. I just don't believe we did it the first time we said we did it. It's like,
what's crazy is I've seen interviews about all that and about how there's a 10% chance that it would completely fail, those flights. We would never do that nowadays. We would never take that risk.
Well, but because we don't have to worry about Russia going there first.
Yeah, now that Russia's not in competition about it.
If Russia announces that they're going to Mars, we'll be on Mars tomorrow.
Yeah, probably. Well, maybe. I don't know. That's the thing is, are we in like direct do we as a country feel like we're in direct competition with Russia anymore?
I think we feel like we're in direct competition with everyone. One of my favorite posts I've seen recently, I can't remember if it was a TikTok or like an Instagram thing, but someone posted and went, if China went up to the moon and knocked our flag down and put up a Chinese flag, what would we do about that? And they're like, and someone responded and went, do you even believe for a second that if China did that we wouldn't go back to the moon to put our flag back up? Like, we're America. It's stupid, but we care too much about ourselves.
Yeah. Here's one. I found one that I believe is conspiracy fact. and it's the fucking Patriots. It's the New England Patriots.
What they do?
And it's the idea that referees help the Patriots.
For which Super Bowl?
The idea is that it happens a lot, like more than just.
Interesting. Dang. You know what? I support it. I don't know enough about it, but I support it.
Well, because there's been like studies done about when things are called by referees. They made a new rule in the Super Bowl while the Super Bowl was being played after Tom Brady dropped a ball, and because they said he wasn't going to throw it, or because he wasn't going to hold it, he was going to throw it. And he dropped it, so it didn't count as the other team getting the ball. There is already a bias towards
Tom Brady's the one that makes out with his son, right?
What?
Is Tom Brady the one that makes out with his son?
Tom Brady's the one who supports Trump.
Kiss son. Tom Brady's the one that like forces his kids to kiss him on the lips.
Brady. I did not know that. What are you talking about?
Just look up Tom Brady kiss son and watch that CBS video.
I refuse.
It's okay. So what happens is, I think his son comes in asking to check his fantasy. No, because it gets worse. His son comes in asking to check, I think, his fantasy football league, which like it's Tom Brady's son, so of course. But then Tom Brady, while getting this massage, goes, "What do I get from it?" And then his kid like clearly like reluctantly walks over, like annoyed, and kisses his dad on the lips. And then he said, "Everything comes with a cost," and he goes, "But that was barely a peck." And he comes back, and they have a longer kiss. And then, like immediately after, like his son wipes his lips, like with his shirt and everything. It's pretty fucked up.
Oh god, that makes me uncomfortable.
But you know, he's a Trump supporter, so what'd you expect?
Yeah, I love how they're fine with that. Like they're fine with that, and then they'll pull out pictures of Joe Biden kissing his son Bo on the forehead or on the cheek, and they'll be like, "Is this really who you want the White House?"
Him like putting his hand like there's that video of him hugging someone at like a funeral for, I can't remember what the funeral was for, but he hugged someone at a funeral, and I think they were like maybe under 18 or something, and he's like hugging them because someone they know just died. Yeah. And they're like, "Is this who you want in office?" He's hugging a young boy. It's like, yeah, that's who I want in office. Someone who helps someone else grieve. Oh, how feisty.
I just think about how bad toxic masculinity is for the world and how it affects so much, and how so many of the things on here, so many of the conspiracy theories on here are either around toxic masculinity or racism or just things that are absolutely false. That it's just, it's unbelievable. Well, no, it's completely believable. It's just frustrating. And in all honesty, I don't know. We made the joke that no one would really want people to get gassed, but some of this shit's pissing me off. We skipped the Sandy Hook one, but that shit pisses me off so much.
I mean, that's just like crossing a line.
Like that one, the 9/11 thing, all this stuff, most of this stuff is crossing a line. Like the moon one and the flat earth is fine because it's not really hurting anybody. It's just stupid.
But like anything that involves like an event where people died and you go, no, it wasn't this. Like first of all, like the 9/11 one, the only reason that I say that Sandy Hook crosses the line more is because people aren't saying that 9/11 didn't happen. They're saying that.
Right. Yes, that's a good point.
It was done by someone else, but
that's a good point.
That those children didn't die, and like I mean, well, the other one that's really bad is the Holocaust one, and that is more people, but I would argue still that the Sandy Hook one is worse because I don't think people are going up to relatives of Holocaust survivors and going the Holocaust didn't happen, but people are going up to the parents of children who died at Sandy Hook and telling them that it's not real. That's the only reason that I think that
like
that
Marjorie
was by far the
Taylor
worst
Greene.
one. Yeah.
God.
So yeah, no, that's why I think of all the ones we've talked about, Sandy Hook is probably the worst one, followed by the Holocaust deniers, followed by 9/11.
Well, the shooting one happens all the time because they're like, this girl that's crying looks like this girl that's crying. They're actors.
Surprise! Teenagers actually follow a strict mold of what they think looks good.
Surprise! All white people look the same.
That's true.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting, but also pisses me off.
But also, vaccines cause autism. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's true because I got all the vaccines and now I'm autistic.
And I got none of the vaccines, and I'm dead.
Oh God, when do you think we'll get the vaccine?
Well, didn't Joe Biden just buy like 200 million?
Well,
vaccines?
he announced that everyone will have probably had it in America by July.
Yeah, so not that much longer.
So by July. Anyway, you know what? I think this is a good spot to end it. We had a good fun time.
I think we should have actually gotten the first round of the vaccine as podcast hosts, which are the most that's what we need to preserve more than any other demographic is podcast hosts.
Art's still not happening, theater's still not happening, but podcasts, definitely give it to them. Oh God. One last thing. Saw a comment on somebody made a post about how it's unbelievable that sports are still having like their entire events, and by sports they mean football, because like basketball did it safely, whereas football did not.
Yeah,
football had 25,000 people in the stands.
Probably, I don't know.
And
I've been ignoring it.
Anyway, and was like, and yet arts are still not coming back. And somebody commented, well, football did it all right and safe. It obviously means that the arts need to be more creative and think about how they're doing things.
Yeah, because artists are known for not being creative.
And if they did it safely, I'd love to go to a concert, but musicians aren't really smart like that. They don't know how to do it. They should take a page out of the football players' books. I'll leave you with that.
Throw ball.
I'll leave everybody with that. All right, Nathan, where can they find us?
You can find us on Instagram, CCMeOnThePod, Twitter, CCMe_on_that. You can find me at Instagram at HallucinaJoy, me at Twitter at NotSoul. You can find Andrew at both at Agent_Leonard. You can contact us, CCMeOnThePod@gmail.com, or leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Anchor.fm. That's Anchor.fm. And also, hopefully, that Discord link will go up probably in the description of this episode, maybe the description of the previous episode, probably on our Instagram somewhere. So just go scavenging around. Also, check out our YouTube. And now we post the video version of this. Unless you're on YouTube, in which case, hi. Thank you. And goodbye.
All right. Well, what are we doing next week? We are going to
talk about black representation
in video games. We said that at the same time. All right. Anyway, we're glad to have you guys. We're hoping to, we're excited to see you next week, and keep your eyes open, keep your ears open for announcements in the future.
And stay for the podcast.
Save for the podcast.